I let you guys vote for the next game I was going to play. In this video I'm going to Platinum. Released in 2016, Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell roguelike game developed by Dodgeroll. To this day it has received overwhelmingly positive reviews. The Platinum has a 7 out of 10 difficulty, with a minimum of 50 playthroughs required, and 70 hours estimated time to complete. This journey started with completing the tutorial to get me my first trophy. I have played this game before, so I wasn't going in blind, but my first run on this account was amazing. If you aren't familiar, the game has 5 floors, each with its own boss at the end of the floor, and on my first run I found myself at the final boss. Let me tell you, my balls were hot during this. With half a heart left, a single hit would cause me to lose an hour's worth of progress. I managed to take down and defeat the final boss, unlocking my second trophy for doing so. I actually get my third trophy here too for beating the game with beast mode on. This is just a setting you can enable that has no effect on gameplay though. We're not done yet though. On my way to the dragon, I actually managed to pick up the 3 parts needed to craft the bullet, and getting the 4th one from the dragon meant I could construct the bullet now for my next trophy. After grabbing the bullet, I'm able to head towards the end, not before jumping off during the platforming section for another trophy. See, usually if you get to the end and shoot yourself, the credits roll and the game ends. But if you do so with the bullet, you're taken to the past of the character you are playing as. In my case, I'm taken to the Marine's past. In the Marine's past, there is a boss called the Interdimensional Horror waiting for us. Sadly, I wasn't able to take it down first try and died. Although we needed to die here once anyway for a trophy, so it works out anyway, but that brings us to the end of my very first run. While heading back for round 2 with the Interdimensional Horror, I stuck my Johnson in a chest and it got angry at me. I'm joking, I found the Mimic chest. These are fakes that attack you. Finding it gave me another trophy. Now back where we died last time, I took down the boss to get me another trophy, and this means I've also finished the Marine's past and now can move on to playing another character. Before doing that though, I spent 100 of the credits collected from taking down bosses in the acquisitions department for the next trophy. Now it was time to repeat the process 3 more times. First I took down the pilot's past, and then the convict's past, and then finally the hunter's past. For doing this with all 4 characters too, I'm given another trophy, and now I can start working towards the most difficult trophies, Gungeon Master and Lead God. Starting with Lead God, it requires me to complete 5 bosses without taking any hits in one run, but I picked up several trophies while attempting to get this trophy. The first one being Hedge Slinger. This is just for completing 5 challenges set by these guys. Next I killed 100 enemies by knocking them into pits, before clearing the 5th floor 10 times for another trophy. With each completed run I was getting more practice and experience, coming closer to getting the Lead God trophy each time I tried. Next I did something I wish I could do. I got a trophy for carrying a large amount of money. Moving on, I got the trophies for clearing the 3rd chamber 30 times, clearing the 4th chamber 20 times, clearing the 2nd chamber 40 times, and then finally clearing the 1st chamber 50 times. So here I was. It had been 2 hours since I last got a trophy and I was on a solid run, with some insane luck too with weapons and items. Because of this, I managed to replicate what Donkey did to the dragon in Shrek. I mean, just look how easy I made this fight look. Taking down the dragon flawlessly was the final master round I needed that run, and I unlocked the Lead God trophy for beating 5 bosses flawlessly in one run. This time the game ends a little differently though. Having beat all 4 character pasts, near the end of the game I'm dragged down into the 6th floor. This is known as Bullet Hell. It works like every other floor, just with increased difficulty. At the end of Bullet Hell waits the Lich. It was no match for the insane luck I'd had this run, and I beat Bullet Hell on the same run that I did the 5 flawless boss fights. You might be wondering, now what? I finally rest and watch the sun rise on a grateful universe. I wish. I'm going to creatively title this next section The Cleanup. Starting off with Demolition Man, for rolling into a frozen enemy and killing it. Next I have to pick up a specific weapon called the Mailbox. Use it to cover a boss in glitter and then kill the boss. Next I had to beat the game using the Enchanted Gun. You can enable this before your run starts and it gives you random weapons throughout your run. This is great, especially if you like your nice high damage gun to be replaced by a teapot mid boss fight. We get it done anyway for the next trophy. Next I had to locate the lit fireplace on floor 1. Distinguish the flames to press the switch behind the fire before using 2 keys to unlock the oubliette. Going inside the hidden area gave me another trophy. Down in this area is a specific piece of armor. I had to take it to floor 2 without taking a hit, otherwise I would lose it, and place it on this altar to open the temple. Entering the temple gave me my next trophy. Up next is the Black Market. This is a rare spawning event. In fact, I only saw it twice in about 70 hours gameplay. To enter the Black Market you need at least 1 curse or to have had 100 currency at some point in your run. See, at this moment I had none of those. If it wasn't for the boss dropping me a weapon that gave me some curse, I would not have got into the Black Market, and I could have had to wait hours before seeing it spawn again. But thankfully I was able to enter it and cross that trophy off the list. Up next were 2 table related trophies. First I pushed a table into a pit, and then I flipped 500 tables for another trophy. After using a blank to find the hidden armor in the tutorial, if you speak to Manuel he will tell you about his rival. Now if you head to the 3rd floor you'll find Blockner, his rival. I took him down for my next trophy. I can't find the footage for this, but next I had to travel to the 5th floor and use a set of balloons to transport a missing arm back to its owner Ox. There are elevators in the game, which allow you to skip to whichever floor you need, but to open them I need to bring a set of requirements to this NPC. It gets more demanding as you open further elevators, but delivering the items to the guy who repairs them is how I got not just 1 but 4 trophies for opening 4 shortcuts. Next I finished finding and sending all the NPCs back to the breach. The last one I needed was the Lost Adventurer. Talking to him in the breach also gave me the Cartographer's Assistant trophy. Next, I needed to reach the max curse level. To do this, I can simply interact with this statue since I've beaten the past of all 4 characters and it gives me 8 curse level. After that I just need to get 2 more curse and I've reached the max level and I've got the trophy. Speaking of curse, when you have lots of it, it increases the chances of bosses being cursed. For the next trophy I had to simply defeat a cursed boss. Next I had to ace Winchester's target practice minigame 3 times. It took me longer than I thought it would take to complete this, but I got an easy level design for my 3rd perfect game. Next I had to unlock the robot character. For this you simply need to grab this active item and take it to the 5th floor. But anytime you roll you drop it, so you have to be careful on your journey. You don't want to know how many times I would press the wrong button and accidentally throw it into the void and have to restart the entire run. Next, like the outstanding citizen I am, I then stole 10 items to unlock the next trophy. I then killed 100 enemies while riding in a minecart before killing 100 enemies by dropping chandeliers on them. This next trophy is probably the worst and longest one in this platinum. Frightful is an NPC you can talk to who gives you a set of challenges requiring you to hunt certain types of enemies. I think you should definitely aim to do this as you naturally progress your skills in the game, but I completely forgot about his existence and had to do every challenge back to back. With that out the way, there was only 1 trophy left. I needed to unlock the bullet character. To do this, I had to repeat floor 5 over and over until I encountered a rare bullet enemy. These are passive by nature and I just have to clear the room and stand near them until they despawn, and doing this 5 times unlocked the character for me. This video was recorded across a couple weeks since we moved house during it, but if you have any suggestions or feedback please let me know.